your safe place. So we are watching this rotation right here just to the north of Coleraine and just to the south of Salisbury. So if you're in either of these locations, I would be watching and making sure that you are getting down in your safe place. Or even if you know someone in these locations, these are where we are going to be watching for this very weak rotation that I'm seeing on the radar here. This system pushing to the northeast. Again, it also is accompanied with a severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Lancaster and York counties. That goes until 11:15. But in particular, this tornado warning will go with until 11:15. So we've got about 15 or 20 minutes that we'll be watching this as it continues to push into Chester County. Again, if you are in this tornado warning, you need to be in your safe place. This is all part of a system that we're watching where we've got a couple opportunities for some storms today. So this first batch is actually on its way out, but we've got another opportunity for some more storms as we go on into the afternoon. So we're going to be watching for that storm potential over the next couple of hours. Here's 7 o'clock this evening, more storms popping up on the radar. We're getting some pretty heavy rainfall with this as well. We're expecting another, half inch to maybe even an inch if we get some of these heavier storms. But let's talk about tornado safety. What do you do if you are in this warning? Well, you need to be inside and you need to be away from any windows. So a hall, a staircase, a bathroom, a closet, those are going to be some of the better places. If you can, cover yourself with blankets, an air mattress for protection. And if you do have a basement, that is going to be the best spot for you to be right now, the lowest level of your house and away from anything that could be flying. Because obviously when we get these tornado warnings, we're going to get some strong winds hanging around. Let's take that graphic full, and I'm going to get behind the scenes here and work on getting you some tracking on the system here as we continue to watch this tornado warning. Again, tornado warning, radar indicated, also possible for some hail up to 1 inch. This is for Lancaster County. It goes until 11:15 a.m. According to the National Weather Service, we are seeing some damage over the Corryville area, and the system is moving to the east at about 30 miles per hour or so. So that's what we're keeping an eye on here. Let me pull up this tornado warning for you once again. Here we go. Let's get this loaded here for you. Again, that tornado warning, Lancaster County until 11:15 this morning. And some of the towns that we are including in this warning, Cairns over towards Gap, Salisbury. If you're along Route 30 there from Lancaster into Chester County, that's where we are including. And then down to the south again, Corryville. It looks like Corryville, you're in the clear at this point, but Bartville, Coleraine, White Rock, all of these locations, Route 472, this is where we are tracking this tornado warning. If you know anybody who does live in this area, give them a call. Tell them to get downstairs and get to their safe places. Let's pull up the storm tracker here. This is our velocity tracker. So what we're looking for here is indications of spin towards or away from the radar. So when you get these colors here that are touching each other, this is where you're going to be seeing some rotation. And so that's exactly what we are seeing here. Let me get a track on this for you as we continue to monitor this area. It does look like it's going to push into Chester County fairly soon. But until then, we're going to stay with you and we are going to keep an eye on this situation. Let me do this for you and we'll get a track on this. Again, it's moving to the east at about 30 miles per hour or so. So West Fallowfield at about 11:07, 11:12 for Highland, 11:20 obviously in Coatesville, that's headed towards Chester County, 11:23 in Collin, and 11:27 West Bradford. So maybe you know people over towards Chester County. I would give them the heads up as well. Let me take you to a normal storm tracker here so we can get a better look at these storms overall. You can see the warnings are obviously all to the west or east of Harrisburg, excuse me, and Lancaster County really getting the brunt of it. Let me see if we can get another storm tracker here on this system for you as we're watching this line continue to push to the east. It's moving to the east at about 30 miles per hour or so. So let's storm track this for you. Continuing to push towards east Nottingham at 11:07. Again, this is just for the general thunderstorm. West Collin around 11:09, Coatesville around 11:16. So that's what we are monitoring here. With this setup, this tornado warning, though, in particular, going until 11:15 for our neck of the woods. Here's a look at that tornado warning again for Lancaster County, and it does look like it's going to be entering Chester County. So we're going to have to watch and see if the National Weather Service is able to extend this into Chester County or whether they let it expire. We've got another 15 minutes to go on this system, and it does look like this rotation is starting to cross over just to the far east of Lancaster. So Bartsville, Sadsbury, headed towards Parksburg. If you know people in these locations, this is definitely what I am kind of the most concerned of. And it's when you see those two colors together that you start to get some spin in the atmosphere. This is at least an indication of it from our satellite and our radar system. So let me take you here back up onto the TV screens here, and I'll be able to show you what I'm talking about when it comes to this spin. This green color here and this red color over near Bartville, and that's where we're going to get that spin. So we're going to watch as that tracks over. We have Noble Road, Route 372, headed towards Parksburg. It's moving to the east about 30 miles per hour. West Fallowfield, I would also think you need to be in your safe place right now. Areas along Route 10 as well. Anyone up that way needs to be in their safe place. Gap, I would also be in your safe place right now. It does look like it's just to your south, but just to be on the safe side of things. At this point, Coreyville, Strasburg to the south of Lancaster, you are in the clear as this rotation continues to push to the east. Again, moving to the east about 30 miles per hour or so. This is on top of a severe thunderstorm warning that we're continuing to track this also until 11:15. At this point, York County, you're in the clear from that severe thunderstorm, but the rest of southern Lancaster County definitely still part of that as the system tracks to the east. We could also be seeing some small hail here. I wouldn't be surprised, pea-sized or greater when it comes to that hail, as well as some very heavy rains, which of course we need the rain. We've got frequent lightning moving with this system as it continues to push over to the east. That tornado warning is still in effect. Goes until 11:15. Again, if you live in this highlighted area, you need to be in your safe place. Anyone right to the south of Route 30 primarily is what we're kind of keeping an eye on there. As we go through the afternoon, this batch of storms is going to push on out of here. Here's a look at Futurecast for you. 1 o'clock this afternoon, we've got sunshine popping on out, which unfortunately sunshine not going to be the best thing for us because we'll track a little bit more instability through the afternoon as we get those sunshines breaking out through the clouds. And then as we go through the afternoon, we'll track that chance for a couple more showers, a couple more storms. So something that will remain a threat as we go on into the afternoon, that chance for a couple of storms, heavy rainfall. Again, definitely a potential where we could pick up another ½ inch of rain over the next 12 hours or so. I'm gonna remind you of some of those safety tips once again. Let's take this full as we talk about what happens or what you should do when it comes to tornado safety. You need to be going into the interior most part of your house. Avoid windows, doors, outside walls. Make sure you're covering yourself up with a blanket. You can cover yourself up with a pillow or anything else like that to kind of help keep yourself safe as you are waiting out this warning. As we go over the next, we've got about 10 more minutes together or so as we watch this storm system continue to push east. The best place to be in this type of a situation is going to be your basement if you have one. Again, that's where you really want to be today. Here's a look at that storm outlook. This was from the Storm Prediction Center, and you know, they hit the nail on the head with this today. They had us under a level 1 risk for southern York and Lancaster counties, and that's exactly where we've seen these strong storms this morning. You can see that's a level 1 risk, and what we are worried about, it was primarily winds and hail, but as you can see, we got a little bit of spin in the atmosphere, and that's why we are also talking about this tornado warning. There is a greater risk for severe weather today, and that's going to be in this yellow shaded area down towards Virginia, Maryland, Delmarva, as well as parts of the Jersey Shore are under a level 2 risk for today. I know it's Friday, maybe you're headed out to the shore today. Beware that you may run into some of these storms as you are out and traveling as we go on into Father's Day weekend. So that's something that we're going to be keeping an eye on for you here. Let me get you back. We will get back to this tornado warning here. We'll get this loaded up for you. There it is. Again, the tornado warning continuing for Lancaster County until 11:15. So we've got another 10 minutes on the storm system, though it does look like the majority of the strong parts of the system are crossing over into Chester County. We will stay with you for as long as this warning has been issued. And we're continuing to see that rotation right around Sadsbury. Let's zoom in here on some of these roads and what we're looking at. Route 372 over towards Christiana, Gap Road, and over towards West Sadsbury, Lenover, Ackland. Of course, that's crossing over into Chester County, but this is where we're really going to be watching as some of this rotation continues. So this is what we're worried about. Again, if you know anyone in the Chester County area, I would give them a call, give them the heads up that we are continuing to track this rotation as it pushes to the east and crosses over that line. So that's something that we're going to be continuing to monitor here. Let me get storm tracker for you as we continue to watch. Points to the west of Harrisburg. You're in the clear for now, as in you are seeing dry conditions. You may even be seeing some sunshine out there, but more storms are popping out to our west. Here's a wider view of satellite and radar. We've got some clearing out towards Pittsburgh in western PA, but you'll also see still a little bit of spin as an upper level low that traverses through the area. And we've got some more storms bubbling on up out to our west. So that's something that we'll be keeping an eye on for our neck of the woods for later on this afternoon. But for now, of course, the big story is going to be this tornado warning until 11:15. Again, if you are over towards Gap, up towards Salisbury Heights, South Hermitage, Limeville, Compass, you need to be in your safe place right now until at least the next 10 minutes as we continue to track this tornado warning as the storm system pushes to the east. Again, it's moving east at about 30 miles per hour or so. And these tornadoes, or I should say this severe thunderstorm, according to the National Weather Service, is capable of producing both tornadoes and, they say, quote, extensive straight line wind damage. So that's pretty significant here. Let me take you to the latest on Storm Tracker here as we continue to watch this area of rotation. Again, right over Gap right now and between Gap and Salisbury, Gap Road, Route 41, Strasburg Road. These are all places that I think we need to be monitoring as we continue to track some rotation here. And let me get a little track on this for you as it continues to push out to the east. Let's see here as we get that tool ready to go. Again, it's moving at about 30 miles per hour. So let me plug that into our system here. And as we look to the east, and we get a track on that rotation. So headed towards Simonstown around 11:11, 11:24 for West Calhoun, 11:29 for Coatesville, 11:34 for Calhoun, and 11:38 over towards East Brandywine. So I know we don't technically cover over towards Chester County, but they are our neighbors to the east. So if you know anyone out there, make sure they know what's coming towards them. Make sure that they have a heads up that this tornado warning is active and is, moving to the east. Excuse me. We are going to be continuing to track this until the National Weather Service gives us the clear. And so far, they are still noticing that rotation even as it pushes to the east. So that tornado warning in place until 11:15 this morning. We also have that severe thunderstorm warning in place. That goes until 11:15 as well. Something that we're going to be keeping an eye on here. If you have seen the storm pass and you've seen any hail or anything like that, and you're safely able to do so, make sure you let us know what you're seeing. You can submit photos and videos to us using the Near Me feature on the Fox 43 app. Of course, only if it is safe to do so as we go throughout the remainder of this both severe thunderstorm warning and this tornado warning that we are continuing to track. I'm not seeing any more updates from the National Weather Service on our chat system. So it does look like we'll continue with this for about the next 7 minutes or so. I'm not anticipating that they extend this warning, as it does look like, again, this rotation is pushing into Chester Springs, but definitely something that we're going to be keeping an eye on for you as we get closer to the expiration of this tornado warning. Let me get back. Let's check out some other things. Let's check out, this is our correlation coefficient. This is a tool that we use to try and see if there has been anything lofted in the air. So this is able to kind of keep an eye on debris. What's hard about our neck of the woods, though, is that we do not live super close to any radars. They're all pretty far away, meaning we don't get the best signal. So I'm not seeing anything too concerning here with the correlation coefficient. But again, for our neck of the woods, especially over in Lancaster County, that might not always be the best tool for us, given our proximity, or I should say our far awayness from some of these tools. Here's a wider view of what we're tracking for you here on satellite and radar. We've continued to see plenty of showers and storms move through the area. And once these storms got far enough to the east, they were able to pick up that energy where it had been drier, a little bit more sunshine had been able to move on in, and they were able to continue to use that energy and really become a little bit more powerful. We are continuing to keep an eye on this. We'll be monitoring for any power outages as we go over here. And look, here's some of those tornado safety tips. Make sure you're going to the lowest level of your house. Again, you want to stay away from windows, and if you do have power outages, these are the places you can go to report those power outages. METED 1-888-LIGHTS, that's lights with 2 S's. PPL 1-800-DIAL-PPL, that's your best course of action there. And then if you have Adams Electric, 1-888-232-6732 to report those power outages. Over in Lancaster County, I imagine it's going to be a lot of PPL, so make sure you know that number. After the storm, wait until it passes to get outside. Make sure you are avoiding electrical wires, and if you do smell gas, immediately call 911. Those are your best pieces of advice. Again, we want to make sure that you are staying safe as these storms move on through. We've been seeing these rain and these storms all morning long, and we're continuing to see them push through the area. Here's the latest on satellite and radar. We are dry to the west of Harrisburg. More storms popping out in Pittsburgh where they have some sunshine. So we've got this threat now, and I do think we have the threat for some storms as we go into this afternoon as well. Continuing to track heavy rainfall in parts of York County, Dauphin County, Lebanon County, of course, all of Lancaster County. And of course, the big issue right now is going to be this tornado warning, which I do still see a little bit of rotation just north of Stadsbury over towards Gap. And it does look like National Weather Service over in Mount Holly is continuing with that tornado warning as it continues over into Chester County. For us here at home, we're going to continue to monitor it as we get closer to 11:15. That's when it officially ends. We will wait to see if our weather service does keep that going. The severe thunderstorm warning for Lancaster and York counties also continues until 11:15. At this point, the most strong parts of this storm have pushed into southern Chester County, so I'm not quite as concerned with that warning at this point in time. Really is going to be this tornado warning that we're watching. It's currently 11:11. This goes until 11:15. Again, just for Lancaster County, but it does look like the National Weather Service has continued this warning up into parts of Chester County as that storm continues to push north and east, moving at about 30 miles per hour. Let's take graphics full as we show you Futurecast here and watch as these storms continue to push off to the east. As mentioned, we're going to get some clearing as we go on into the afternoon. Some sunshine starts to appear, and then we've got that other potential for some more storms as we go on into this afternoon and evening. Here's 4 o'clock this afternoon, a couple hit or miss showers and a couple storms possible as we go throughout the evening. Of course, we'll be with you. If we get any more watches or warnings in place, we will keep you updated. I'm in through this afternoon. Meteorologist Allie DeBicki will get you through this evening, and we'll keep you safe